If you are one of the thousands and thousands of people that plan on taking a cruise vacation to the Bahamas or a land-based vacation to the Bahamas this year, you're going to want to see this video. The Department of State just issued a level 2 travel advisory for all of the Bahamas. And some of the reasons that they give are pretty scary. Okay, so let's dig into this travel advisory. The first thing they mention is the reason for the advisory is because there's an uptick in crime and swimming-related accidents. Okay, they actually get pretty specific here. They say that most crime in the Bahamas actually happens in Nassau and Freeport on New Providence and Grand Bahama Islands. You need to stay alert in the over-the-hill area of Nassau, south of Shirley Street, where gangs have killed residents. Okay, so I actually put together a little map for you guys. I circled in black where the cruise port is in the Nassau area, and then I circled or squared in red where the over-the-hill area is considered. So if you go to Nassau, anytime in the near future, anytime in the next year, stay away from that red circled area. That is where you're going to be at the highest risk. And if you do decide to go there, really be looking over your shoulder. Pay attention. All right, the next piece of advice they give is to stay alert in vacation rental properties, especially where private security is not present. That's pretty common sense. We move on to watercraft warnings. They say that boating is not well regulated. Injuries and deaths have occurred. I'm not surprised by that. It's kind of the Wild West out there in the Bahamas with the boats going everywhere. I am not surprised accidents have happened. Here's a very oddly specific one. Sexual assaults by jet ski operators have also been reported. So yeah, jet ski operators in particular, watch out for sexual assaults. Kind of giving the jet ski operators a bad name there, but they kind of seem like the type. I don't know. So anyway, be careful out there. Okay, moving on. Due to the risks, U.S. government employees are prohibited from using jet skis and personal watercraft rented from independent operators on New Providence and Paradise Islands. So if you work for the government, stay away from the jet skis. Easy as that. Next one is watercraft may not be safe, and some operators are not licensed or insured. Not surprised by that at all. If you've ever been to the Bahamas, you know that those folks want your money. They want to take you on a boat tour. They want to get you doing something that is going to get them paid. And I don't think they're too worried about having the correct regulations, the correct licensing and stuff like that, at least in some cases. If you want to have a safe trip, or at least way more likely to have a safe trip, book an excursion through the cruise line. It's going to be more expensive, but it's also going to be safer. Okay, moving on. Watercraft operators sometimes ignore weather forecasts. Always follow local weather and marine alerts. Yeah, so you've got the guy that wants to give you the boat tour. There are some dark clouds coming in, and it seems like there's going to be a storm. Maybe you heard there's going to possibly be a storm later. Don't get on the boat. They want to get paid. They're going to think that they can outmatch the storm. They just want to make sure that they get their money for the day, and that's not going to be the safe way to go. So if you have any inkling of bad weather, just don't get on the boat tour. Okay, here are some beach safety warnings that they gave. Never swim alone and beware of jet skis or other watercraft operating close to the shore. This one really hits home for me. Just a couple of months ago, my wife and I were in the Bahamas. We were snorkeling. When you're snorkeling, you're just kind of floating on top of the water. You're not very visible. We are like 20 feet off the shore. Jet skiers started cruising right by us, right over the top of this coral that we were snorkeling, and like within a couple of feet of my wife. I don't think that they saw my wife. This guy just had a big smile on his face. He's going as fast as he can on his jet ski, zooming past right next to the shore. Could have cared less. And we had to leave because we were worried we were going to get our heads lopped off by a jet ski. They're crazy out there. If you're out swimming or snorkeling and jet skiers start cruising by, just get out till they leave because it is not worth it. That would just be traumatic to have an accident with a jet skier. All right, moving on again. We have sexual assaults have occurred on and near downtown Nassau beaches. Be aware of your surroundings and stay alert in public restrooms. Okay, once again, they're getting pretty specific. There must have been an incident or incidents that occurred specifically at the restrooms. So really be aware. Maybe always go there if you can with a partner and have one person wait outside, or just kind of come up with a plan and be very aware when you use those public restrooms. All right, the next one is, if you're new to snorkeling, understand the risks. Swimmers and snorkelers have died after overestimating their physical fitness or health. I can totally see that happening. It's so fun when you're out there in the water, you're on vacation, you're doing the snorkeling and you want to get out there further, you want to see the cooler fish, the bigger fish are out there a little bit further, and all of a sudden you're way further out than you should have gone. You're having a hard time getting back, and bad things can happen. You're not necessarily going to get rescued. That's a bad position to be in, so just really, really be careful. Err on the side of caution, and always remember that water can kill you. Water can kill you in an instant. Respect the water and you're going to be okay. Okay, the next one is stay alert for sharks. Shark attacks have led to serious injuries and death. I think we all know that. And there was the story just a couple of months ago about the lady that was on the beach where a shark was spotted. It's out there moving around. You can see its fin. She decides she wants to take a selfie with the shark. So she gets out there like knee deep, trying to get down and take that selfie with the shark. And she fell over, the shark ended up biting off both of her hands. She lost both of her hands for the rest of her life because she wanted that selfie with the shark. I feel bad for the lady, but people, don't take the selfie with the shark. Just don't do that. Use a lot of caution, use a lot of common sense when it comes to water and sharks. All right, the next one is be aware of weather and water conditions and to follow local warnings. That's pretty obvious. Okay, and the next part is weapons and ammunition. Also pretty common sense here. Basically, people have been caught coming into the Bahamas or trying to leave the Bahamas with bullets that they forgot about that were in their luggage. So you don't need to have a gun in your bag. If you even have a bullet or a couple of bullets for whatever reason in your bag, the Bahama authorities are not going to go for that. You're going to go to jail. So make sure that when you leave, you do not have bullets in your bag or a gun or crazy weapons. And here's a few more pieces of advice that the Department of State left for us all. Do not answer your door at your hotel or residence unless you know who it is. That's good advice. Lock doors and windows and use other security features, especially on balcony doors. Do not physically resist robbery attempt. Give them the money. It is not worth dying over the $100 in your pocket or whatever it is. Check your luggage and handbag carefully for bullets or firearms before leaving the United States. Do not bring these items to the Bahamas. All right, and the rest of it is pretty common sense, but I will mention the last one here. We highly recommend that you buy travel insurance. Check with your travel insurance provider about evacuation assistance, medical insurance, and trip cancellation coverage. If you get sick, really sick, or have a medical emergency on a cruise ship in the Bahamas, it is going to be wildly, life-changingly expensive if you don't have traveler's insurance. My wife and I always get it. I can't recommend enough for you to get traveler's insurance. It's a really good idea. You don't need to worry so much about everything. Your regular medical insurance probably isn't going to cover you if you have a medical emergency or get sick in the Bahamas. Be careful out there. Get the traveler's insurance. Hey, don't let this stop you from going to the Bahamas. But man, take this stuff seriously. Stay safe out there. And I hope to see you guys all again very soon. Hey, if you guys liked this video, you are probably going to like the other video that we have on the screen right now. Go ahead and give it a click. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We will see you again soon.